Hello, everybody, and welcome to the entertainment headquarters, and welcome to another Let's Talk Live. So, this is basically just a random live that I do every now and then where I bring on a host of amazing guests and we talk about basically, latest movie news or just, general chit chat. And of course, you can always ask us questions of anything that we talk about. And of course, joining me today, I have two great friends of mine and also fellow content creators, Mr. Anthony Jordan of Movie and Gaming, and of course, my good old co host a lot of the time on this channel, Mr. DJ Anubis of the Metal Tavern Radio. And how are you doing tonight, gentlemen?
Very well.
Good.
Good. So, watching us right now, we have Mr. Jake Hall. Yeah, we're all going to get into that in just a little bit. But thanks for watching, Jake. And we also have Ulven. Thank you for joining us. So, before we get chit-chatting about good old films or television or whatever you gentlemen would like to talk about, I thought I'd showcase some things I've recently purchased this month. Let's start off with the one that, I really just bought this because I've got every single film in the franchise and I thought, right, I need to add it since, it is something I've enjoyed in childhood. It is this. Jurassic World Rebirth. So nothing much we can say other than do better. And because I've just started watching the show, I thought to myself, I seen this and guess what? I didn't own these two films. But I seen these and this was on offer for £5, which is like $5 in a local shop. And so I had to buy It Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. And for £5, I'm not gonna grumble.
Yeah, I didn't like the second one at all, but if I seen that for like $5, I would be tempted to just get it anyway.
Yeah, precisely. It's the price that suckered us in, Anthony.
Yeah.
So, as you know, later this month, I will mention this right off the bat, we are going to be doing this special, which is the Predator franchise special, where we're going to be talking exclusively about generally all of the Predator films, not including the Alien versus Predator films, all the way from Predator up to, of course, Killer of Killers, and then eventually Predator Badlands. So I do own just the first two of these particular films on DVD, but I seen this on offer as well for £24, and I have to buy the Blu-ray box set.
That ain't bad.
So this has all the has the first four movies, and it's also got a shitload of extras. It's got deleted scenes, it's got documentaries, it's got interviews, commentary on all four movies. So this has got Predator, Predator 2, Predators, and The Predator. And I have also, but it hasn't arrived, it's due tomorrow. I've ordered Prey on Blu-ray as well. So that's coming tomorrow. But the final thing I wanted to showcase from my collection, I seen this a while ago, and I thought, right, concentrate on getting your room decorated. As you can see, it's all a new setup. It's lit the fuck. The electricity bill is going to go through the roof with all the lights on. So I didn't bother buying this particular item, and then I went to town today to post a very expensive box, which I'm sure Anubis is going to, display for us in the next couple of weeks. So after the shock and, that particular parcel, thanks to President Trump raising the tariffs and the duty cost. I had to walk past and go into my favourite store. And when I went into my favourite store, the actual item I had been thinking of buying for a while was sitting on the top shelf. So I had to buy this.
Oh, wow.
So there it is in the
Nice.
box.
That is cool.
So that is the Ichiban Show Godzilla 1991 Heat Ray version. And of course, here we go.
I can't wait till my first Ichibancho gets here.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
like
even
what they
going to
do.
talk about that one because it makes me sick.
Oh, wait till you find
I
out.
like what they did with the mouth. They added the blue in the mouth, which is cool.
Yes.
Well, wait till you find out what I'm going to name that one.
Oh, well, you see, I actually think if I could turn back time, and I'm not talking about Cher, but if I could generally turn back
That's the
time,
first thing I thought of.
is I wouldn't have collected half the figures I have. I think I would have just stuck out for Ichiban Show because Ichiban Show and, the Ichiban Show figure company and Yuki Sakai, who was the model maker, who actually designed the Godzilla 2000 suit, believe it or not. He and his company were just doing the odd small figurine from now, like every now and then. But now he's literally doing them all. So if I could have, turned back the time and think about all the money I've spent, I think I would have stuck to these magnificent statues because they're not too expensive. And
especially for the price, they're like getting close to giving X Plus a run for their money.
Precisely. And
It's getting to the point where both between the what Haya's doing and what Ichibancho's doing, X Plus and SH Monster Arts, both they're not going to be able to justify their prices for much longer.
Yeah, especially when you can buy a magnificent statue like this. This cost me $94. But the detail in this is just outstanding. And they had on the shelf, they had the heat ray version, they had the regular version, they had what Jake Hall has mentioned, the Gorosaura with the Dorats, they had the mini Mothra as well, like the Mothra caterpillar. But I opted to get that one because that one I really wanted.
All of theirs are roughly that same size.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, yeah.
So that's about what I can expect out of mine. That's not bad for the price.
And also, I've already got like a Heisei. I've got two other Heisei era Ichiban Show figures. I have the one from Godzilla Destroyer, the burning Godzilla, and the regular one that isn't heat ray. So that's why I opted for that one. And also, it comes from my favorite Heisei era film, which is Godzilla versus King Ghidorah. So I have to have it. And Ichiban Show are actually now going to be releasing a Mecha King Ghidorah and a Ghidorah statue like that, which is going to sell for nearly 200, and it's absolutely gigantic.
I want the Mecha King Ghidorah.
Yes. So, since we're on the topic of Godzilla, I think it's a good place to start our movie discussion of the night. So before we get cracking and talk about it, let's just show a little bit about it. So there you go. So the official title of the new Godzilla movie that is coming from the same director of Godzilla -1 has now officially been named Godzilla -0. So obviously nothing is revealed. It was simply on Godzilla Day on November the 3rd, 2025, a title reveal. The only information that has been revealed by the director did a small announcement prior to the news of the title, is that production is underway, and production is going to be set between Japan, New Zealand, and Norway. So he's taking Godzilla international. And I'm not quite sure if for a Toho production, if this is the first time that they're going to be taking Godzilla and doing a production for Toho Godzilla films outside of Japan. I don't know if they've ever filmed a Toho Godzilla film outside of the Toho a lot in part of like the islands around Japan.
I think I had read they did it with maybe Final Wars.
I think there was like very limited outside of Japan stuff for Final Wars, but this sounds like it's going to really be like there's probably going to be and it's just speculation, but like a major scene taking place out of Japan, which will be interesting.
Mm-hmm. So let's see what Olven's put. Speaking of kaiju, are you going to do a reaction to the Mammoth movie? I've seen the teaser poster and I know a little bit about it, but I don't know if I'll do a trailer reaction. But that's something Olven you potentially could do on your channel. We could all watch and see you do a reaction to it. That would be interesting to see. But yes, the Mammoth, I believe it's an independent kaiju film. It looks like something like, an asylum type movie. I don't know if you've heard it. But Anubis, your initial reaction to the title of -0 and your initial thoughts?
I mean, I kind of expected it. I mean, where are you going to go from -1? So I'm not like some people are just, the thing about the kaiju community is they get freaked out about everything and anything. And so like, sure, I'm excited for what Yamazaki does next, but like until I see something like worthwhile to get really excited about, this doesn't do anything for me really. It's cool they did it on Godzilla Day, but outside of that, there isn't anything to talk about. There's just nothing there. So like, I'm not like blown away by it. It's like, give me something good to talk about. But I mean, I've seen people on the internet, they're making like 30-minute videos just upon this like one thing. I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
There's nothing to talk about.
No.
Yep. Nope. Yeah. I think the positive for me, and the only thing we can all agree on and talk about, is that they brought back the same director from -1. And it's a clear continuation of the story or the world that was created within -1. So I'm glad that it's, because let's face it, the majority of Godzilla films, like for example, in the Millennium era, were standalone films where they just got different directors with different takes and stories. Of course, the Heisei era had like a kind of a continuing storyline with Godzilla, like his journey with the odd Easter egg, capitalized from the previous movies. So it's nice to see. I think Godzilla SOS and Godzilla against Mecha Godzilla there were connected. And obviously a lot of the Showa era films kind of ran through each other and were connected. So it's nice to see him do that. That was the logo, of course, from Godzilla -1, which the only thing that really highlighted when they did this teaser is obviously the fins were a lot bigger on the back. Now, the only thing that I've noticed that people are speculating, which I do think is an interesting point and does look that way, if you look at the -0 logo, they're saying at the back that's not fins, they're saying that is a woman praying. And I do think that looks like a woman potentially praying, which hint does that mean, Hiroko is going to be the main part of this film, thanks to what, the ending of -1 with what was so happening with her. But it's all speculation. But the one thing I wanted to mention, that does for me look like a person praying.
Could be.
Mhm.
But I mean, we've all talked about it. I mean, we had our theories about, whether or not she might represent Biollante in some way because she's infected with radiation. But, I'm curious how Yamazaki's going to take it. But, there's also the theories about Hedora being in there. You just don't know. Like, it's just so up in the air. And I remember, like I said this a while back. I think I even heard that Yamazaki might have 2 other kaiju again, along with Godzilla in this. So I don't know. But when I sort of quickly chit-chatted with Yamazaki on X, like, I mentioned that way back after -1 that I wish he would do like Godzilla raids again, and he liked my post. So if that's the case, like if he's going to kind of go with that theme, we could see Angirius, which would be fucking amazing in my opinion.
I could like realistically see it being Hedora, because if you have enough like people, plants, and whatnot infected with the radiation and Godzilla cells, like they would have to store the dead bodies at like some safe place rather than burying them in the ground. So what if like all that rotting biomass comes together and forms a life of its own because of the Godzilla cells?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, look, speaking of Hedora, a lot of people were looking at the title, like when it was revealed in Japan, and it had the 2 zeros in the G. They were calling it goo. They said, "Oh, that's got to be that. It's got to be a hint. It's Hedora because they're saying it's goo, GOO."
Yeah.
And they were trying to see like the G because it looked like a change of fins at the back. It's like the flying Hedora flying across. So people are just speculating. I personally, if I had to pick, I think I would like to see Hedora return. And because I know Hedora is one of his favorite kaiju, and that film is one of his favorite films, Godzilla versus Hedora, I would very much like to see his take on how he would create Hedora, how he would make Hedora move, how he would do the sludge effects, how he would show the pollution and how it's affecting the world, which goes back to what was said where he said he's gotten a bigger budget and he wants to make it more dramatic and darker than the previous film. And I think that would fit perfectly in with the kind of the direction he's going for, bringing in Hedora. I don't know how you could make it darker or grimmer by introducing Anguillus, unless Anguillus is brought in, but is brought in as like a second protagonist and is if just along for the ride when Godzilla's taken on Hedora.
What about if they're gonna go like darker? Like one thing I could do, like say like it's my idea where it's just all that dead rotted biomass forming Hedora. What if you like see close-ups of Hedora and you actually see where there's skeletons in him?
Yep, similar to like say Shin Godzilla right at the end where he was frozen. You see like these skeleton like Godzilla human hybrids coming out of the back of the tail. It could be similar to that, but with your idea with Hedora.
And you can even like incorporate some elements from the blob where it just consumes biomass, and the more biomass it consumes, the bigger it gets. So as it tears through the city, it's not just killing people, it's consuming them so it can grow.
Very true, Jake. It's just a waiting game now. I think, I won't really have an idea of the direction or what he's going to go with until we see the first official trailer. But either way, they're aiming for a fall, late 2026 release date. So,
It's roughly
with
a
that
year
said,
away at this point.
yeah, just basically a year, within a full year.
Well, that's if they have other kaiju.
Yeah, it's very true. This news has just dropped. It's been made official. Ulvin's posted something, and I had seen this posted on news sites. But what's your opinion, gentlemen, of the news that it's official? Brandon Fraser and Rachel Weisz are returning for Mummy 4.
To
It's
be
smarter.
honest, I'm kind of indifferent on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Mummy Returns wasn't good. Dragon Emperor was a good one-time watch, and even his first Mummy, like I loved it back in the day, but to me, it's one of those films now where why it's bad, I just don't have the. I mean, why it's not bad, I just don't have the same enjoyment for it anymore.
Mm-hmm. And there's another Mummy film coming out next year by Lee Cronin, which was called just The Mummy, but it's now being called The Resurrection. And apparently it's a prequel to The Mummy, so I don't know how that's going to work. But I've noticed there's just, at the minute, it seems to be Universal seems to be just hammering on classic properties. So as you know, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein drops, I think, not this Friday, but next, which I cannot wait to watch on Netflix. But then you've also got The Bride, starring Christopher Bale, out next year as well, which looks like a Bonnie and Clyde type Frankenstein movie. And now you're getting The Resurrection, and now the news of a continuation of the 90s summer blockbuster franchise, The Mummy.
And
So it's like, it's like, can they not come up with any like originality?
or if they're not going to come up with can they give us a new Gilman?
That seems to be the only Universal horror franchise no one's willing to touch. But I'm also kind of grateful, because I think if they mess it up, could you forgive them, Anthony? Could you forgive them?
No, but also, like, you think the Gilman would be the easiest one to like do another story with.
Yeah, especially, we've had one or two Invisible Man films, like Hollow Man, and we had the Invisible Man, like modern take. Hollow Man with Kevin Bacon, I quite enjoyed. Even the recent Invisible Man, I thought was quite interesting.
Yeah, the one that has moss in it was actually pretty inventive. I like the theory being the way they did that was pretty good.
Yeah, me too. Have you seen that one, Anthony?
No, I heard good things about it, but when I also heard it's like a technology that made him invisible, that kind of like, I don't know if I like that.
You probably would dig it though. It's actually quite clever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's talk about a film and a show I'm very much interested in and looking forward to, because we're getting the sequel to this amazing film, which for me was just a beautiful action surprise. And of course, it's Sisu, Road to Revenge. Have you seen this, Anthony?
No, I've not seen the first one, but the trailer for this makes me really want to see the first one.
Trust me, it is so good. You will not be disappointed. This is why independent filmmaking needs to survive and thrive, because Hollywood is scared of shit to, just let loose and give the people what they want. And I guarantee you, without films like Sisu, I would lose all hope in filmmaking in Hollywood, because the action in it is fantastic. The story is fantastic. The characters are great. And it's just a fun actioner. It's just from start to finish, it does not let up.
I didn't know about the first one till after it was on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you can find the first one, buy it, because you will not be disappointed. Your thoughts on Sisu, Mr. DJ Anubis?
I love the first one. The second one, like, it's very rare when you're that much more excited for a sequel than the original one. So the sequel looks like it's going to be even better than the first one. That's what's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very much like you. I seen the sequel trailer and I was like, I think this is now probably the most anticipated film for the fall season of 2025 for me.
Yeah. When is it coming out? Is it out yet?
It's out this month. I think around the same time as Frankenstein, because I know you and I will be doing a double review.
Yeah, because we've talked about it before that my top 10 is not close to being top 10, but this film will probably make my top 10. This you made it my top 10 like a couple of years ago. So
from what I seen from what I seen with the trailer, it looks like you really don't need to see the first one to go into this one.
November 20th.
You can enjoy it, but it's still, like, again, the first one's still fun. Like, I don't care if you had to rent it, do it, watch it, have fun with it.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see it. I'm just saying, but from what I seen from the trailer, it looks like this just works as a standalone, and you don't need that prior knowledge.
No, it is kind of a different story, but you would have to they might even give you like a bit of a quick recap at the beginning of the second film to kind of give you an idea who it is. Because, like, again, the first one was kind of like an independent film that did get released, but not many people were talking about it initially.
I do know it was. I know in the UK at Tyneside Cinema, which is my local independent theatre, they actually showed the first one in theatres, and I knew about it but didn't know if it was going to be that good. I now regret not seeing the first one in theatres, and if the second one's going to be in the independent theatre where I live, I'm going to go see it in theatre, because I think it is a film that needs to be seen on the biggest screen possible. And the second one, as you can see, it is entitled Sisu, Road to Revenge. And I do think, there is without spoiling it for Anthony, you are told about the main character's backstory with his family and the Russians and
Nazis,
the war, and the Nazis in the war. And I do think this one, the second one, is connected to his backstory with the events that transpire with his family.
The other thing that's good about the sequel is you got like a great actor in Stevie Lang, who I'm a big fan of. So that's also a great benefit as well.
Yes. So I applaud you, Anthony, to get out there and see the first one. And if you do, you'll not regret it.
I just have to find it somewhere.
Yeah, it'll be on like Amazon or whoever to buy.
Yeah, I'm thinking just get the Blu-ray, because if you guys saying I'm gonna like it that much, I'm like, I should just skip the middleman and not even rent it.
Yeah, get the Blu-ray. I'm gonna wait till the second one comes out, because I'm gonna hope they'll release the first and the second one is in a double pack. But yes, Ulvin, yes, you need to see the first one also. That's probably the only film outside of Frankenstein that's due out on the 17th, and that's due out on the 20th. The only other film going into December, well, the two that I'm thinking of that I really fancy is it the remake of Silent Night?
Silent Night, Deadly Night,
yeah. Silent Night, Deadly Night. That and it's up in the air if they're actually going to release at the Christmas period. Return of the Living Dead, the remake.
I thought they were going to release it on Christmas Day.
I'll say with Silent Night, Deadly Night, as much as I hate the existence of Halloween Ends, I'm hoping this is a big win for Rohan Campbell, because even though I hated that movie, like, I don't have a problem with his acting in that movie, and I'd like to see him in something that's more universally liked.
Well, I did like the trailer. Like, even though it's very close to the original stuff, it still looks fun. Like the way when I did the trailer reaction to it, looks fun.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, the thing is, with the not releasing a trailer yet for the Return of the Living Dead, which is going to be not a reboot, it's a direct sequel to the original. It's set in the December of 1985 or something, a few months after the events of what happened in the first film. It's getting me worried because it's giving me vibes of what happened with Salem's Lot. Where Salem's Lot had been 2 years made, and then it was meant to go to theaters, and then they changed it from theaters to a HBO Max only exclusive film. And then the trailer for it didn't drop till like a month or a couple of weeks prior to it airing. And then obviously when the reviews hit, the reviews kind of were mixed or terrible. So for me, that's what's kind of got me worried about the Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
I'll say I'm not truthfully, I'm not that big of a Return of the Living Dead fan. I prefer the Romero stuff, but it's like still, it's one of those where I might like it, I might not, but I want this to be something like the die-hard fans can actually love. But what worries me is just again the fact it's either going to be delayed, or the fact that we've not gotten a trailer yet means they have no faith in the movie and they don't want to release it to the last possible second. And either that or the delay is not a good sign.
Yeah, that's what's got me worried. If you've got a faith in your movie and you think the movie is up to standard, and even the studio executives that are watching the movie would have went, yeah, this is going to rock. We need to promote the hell out of this because it's going to do well. But it also makes me think, is there a lot of behind the scenes chaos, like with the effects or the direction of the movie? And like you say, if the movie doesn't come out in December this year and it's delayed, I don't see the point with it being Christmas themed for you to release it in, say, February, March, or April the next year, because you've just totally missed the boat.
That's just it too. The fact that there isn't even anything on the rumor mill for this movie isn't really a good sign.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that is good that the original puppeteer is back to do Tall Man, but at the same time, where the hell's the trailer? Show the good stuff. Like that teaser trailer, though, that came out the previous year, just got me excited. And it's been crickets ever since. So either it's a worrying sign, or they're suddenly going to drop a trailer out of the blue and it's going to totally shock you and make we get very excited very fast. So time will tell. Let's talk about a show that I think we're all, well, the majority of it, I think, are excited for, and that is, of course, Stranger Things. Anubis, what's your hopes for Stranger Things Season 5?
I mean, I hope they just wrap it up nicely. I know this is the final season. I did a trailer reaction the other day to it. A lot of people were upset because the main characters are older now, but that doesn't really bother me. I'm not really affected by that. People get old. That's how it goes.
Is there like a time jump?
That I don't know.
I think that from what I hear, that sounds like what people are more upset with them being older, that these are essentially now adults trying to play kids.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that a little bit. I mean, it depends on how they handle it. Like, I don't remember if it told you or not in the trailer, like how much time has passed, but I mean, shit gets delayed. I mean, they could have just scrapped it and did nothing, but then people would be pissed because now, there's no conclusion. And so I guess the one thing they could have done is maybe scrap season 5 and just do like a mini movie, like showing like maybe some years later, and then you can kind of have them older, but maybe they weren't thinking that far ahead. Who the fuck knows?
I think what was like a big mistake was season 4 was extremely delayed because of the pandemic. And I feel like
wasn't also the writer strikes.
Yeah, I feel like because of all that stuff, like there wasn't that big of a time jump from season 3 to season 4. But I feel like part of the problem is they should have taken those things into account and had that big of a time skip between seasons.
Didn't Millie Bobby Brown also hold out for more money or something? Wasn't that something else that kind of delayed? Yeah.
Yeah, and there's all that stuff going on now between her and David Harbour. Apparently, it's not officially been confirmed, but it's all the rumours, and every news headline or news site's reporting that she's put a notice in for discrimination against him because of bullying.
Oh, God.
I may have had my problem with season 3. I loved the first 2 seasons. I even got this edition.
I haven't really been disappointed per se. I mean, I loved season 4. The character of Eddie was great. I found that his death and the aftermath very emotional. So like I liked it. It's not like they've been all perfect. I mean, obviously, I think you're right, Anthony. The first season, especially, it just has a lot more than nostalgia at the time that it was made. It was unique. The soundtrack is great. But as time has gone on with anything else, like whenever you're adding sequels or seasons to something, it kind of waters down after the initial impact.
Like I loved season 1 and 2. I stopped watching because season 3 just left that bad of a taste in my mouth. But I feel like even though it did have some good moments, like the fight at the mall, but with that one, I felt kind of like season 3 it felt like they were more a singular vision, like season 3, and I can't speak for season 4, but that also felt more like it was a committee project.
Season 4, though, like the up and it's the music, it's the themes of the show. It's like Max gets center stage in the 4th season. The threat gets bigger. They introduce obviously that new character that you probably haven't. Yeah, Vecna. And the reveal of who Vecna is, because I didn't think they would reveal that in the 4th season, but I did not see that coming.
Yeah, and I mean, I talked about it in my trailer reaction. Like, there are things I wish I could see in this season 5 regarding Eddie, in my own head, my own theories and stuff, but it probably won't come to pass like that. But either way, I think hopefully they can at least put up a good season, because I think with Anthony, he's right. Season 3 was probably one of the more lackluster ones, but it still fits. I mean, it still works. But I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah. Well, for now, what we've seen, season 3 was probably the weakest of the 4 seasons that we've had.
Like, don't get me wrong. Well, I won't be watching it. I'm absolutely looking forward to the spoiler reviews and finding out what does happen.
But like, it had Robert Englund, who did an amazing job in season 4 as a character that was introduced. Linda Hamilton, you see her for 1 second in the 4th. She's like, it looks like she's playing like an agent.
Yeah.
It makes me wonder if she's connected to Matthew Modine's character, who plays obviously Eleven's daddy in the show's Dad. But yes, I'm trying to think, what film would you say, if you can look past 2025, your first, like, if you could give me 3 films that you're all excited for 2026, I've got 3 already. minus zero, Godzilla minus zero. Very much looking forward to that. The other one is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I think that's going to be interesting to see. And believe it or not, I am curious about what they're going to do with the Avengers Doomsday. So, Anthony, do you have 3 films of 2026 that you're particularly looking forward to?
Godzilla -1. Even though it's not a film, I'm going to include the Crystal Lake series just because I'm curious to see what they do about it. Like, my tentative plan is, because I am on the fence, I'm going to watch the first and last episode, and if I like the direction it winded up, I'll watch the rest of the series. And it's definitely not going to be next year, but it's beyond. But they announced Primitive War 2, and I'm looking forward to that because, much like with Sisu, it's a huge win for like independent films over Hollywood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was the kind of film you go into, you switch your brain off, and you just have fun with it. It's a mixture of action with the dinosaurs, a mixture of like science fiction, and I did like the story arc of some of the soldiers throughout the course of the movie.
And it had some like legitimately good horror moments in it.
Yes, definitely. Like, I love the scene with the flying birds, especially with the man who gets killed.
Spaghetti scene.
The spaghetti scene was really, really good. And even the Cyclops Raptor, the leader, quite vicious. I was quite surprised that even though it features Tyrannosaurus Rexes, I was expecting them to be scary, like out of the T-Rex out in the first Jurassic Park. But I think the Raptors were more frightening than the T-Rexes in this particular film.
Yeah, it was very much like it with the Raptors. It very much felt like Aliens at time, where you could easily take 1 or 2 out, but there's just way too many to take them all out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the Russian paleontologist had a drug problem. You had people who, oh, sorry, I need to ask Anubis, have you seen it yet?
What's that?
Primitive War.
Not yet. Mm-mm.
Right, I'm not going to say no more because I don't want to spoil it for you. I wasn't sure if you had. I realized, I don't know if Anubis has seen it.
Well, we didn't go into too much spoilers, so there's not much you have to worry about.
Right. Oh, well, there you go. It's getting released on 4K on November the 25th, Primitive War. Thank you, Jake. I'm just looking at films that are all coming out in 2026. You've got The Mandalorian, Grogu. A part of me is interested in that because I do love the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. The 3rd series was a bit disappointing, but I felt as if the whole of the 3rd season, it was a complete build-up to whatever this film's going to be about. I mean, I'm curious about Masters of the Universe. Definitely interested in Evil Dead Burn.
Yep.
That's definitely a one for me to be excited about. Here's a one for Neko to be excited about if she likes the first one, The Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yeah, she loves that first film, dude, so much.
Mm-hmm.
We just won't tell her.
Yeah. Yeah, The
Looks
Odyssey.
Like they got a new Resident Evil.
Yes, it's directed by the director from Weapons. And he says he's not putting any characters from the games in his movie. He just wants it to be like a standalone, just fun horror film. He wants no pressure on him to introduce characters.
A lot of remakes, as usual. They got a new Street Fighter coming out.
Oh, that's got half of the WWE roster on it.
It's
You've got
interesting.
Roman Reigns playing characters. Cody Rhodes is playing Guile.
What's interesting, though, about what he said about the Resident Evil movie, he wants to do something that's technically canon to the game. So, like, Leon, Chris, all your favorite characters are still active in the universe, but these are going to be other people trying to survive during the Raccoon City outbreak. Like Leon and Claire are trying to make it out of the city, and Jill's trying to deal with the nemesis.
Mm-hmm. Mortal Kombat 2, kind of worried now because it's been pushed back a year, but it also makes me think, do they have that much confidence in this film doing well that they're pushing it to a summer release instead of a winter release? You've also got Scream 7, but like I say, I've only ever seen up to Scream 4. Are you looking forward to that one, Anubis?
What, Scream 7?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, again, like I'm not the biggest Scream fan, but I did enjoy the last two more than some people did. So, and this one actually is coming back full circle. And we have Nev Campbell being mainly the main cast member, and then you have this. We don't know exactly how he fits in, but Matthew Lillard playing Stu Macher is coming back into this, so it'll be interesting how he's playing back into the franchise.
Just my problem is, unless you are Superman, you are not going to survive one of those TVs falling on your head.
Well, the only thing I could think of is, in my mind, my theory, of course, is if somehow, even though it probably damaged his face and cut him up or whatever, it's possible he could, like, in some case, we can sit there and argue, was he in the hospital all these years trying to recover, and then all of a sudden now he's the next killer that we're not supposed to know about. But with him being attached to the franchise now, I'm not sure how they're going to work him in there, whether, because they've been doing the thing with Billy Loomis being in the last two films more of like an apparition.
I thought that ghost dad thing was so stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yaz one for you, Anubis. Werewolf.
Yep. Egger,
Coming
yep.
Christmas Day by Robert Eggers, who did Nosferatu. That I don't know why, but I'm more interested in looking forward to that more than I am Nosferatu. Because as much as I enjoyed Nosferatu, I do have issues. I still think the 1979 one's the better version.
Yes.
Even though I do like.
I was looking forward to Nosferatu. I mean, I love Eggert's vision and his work, but something about the film just drug on way too long for me.
Mm.
And
Neko hated it, didn't she?
Oh God, dude! When I told her there was still 30 minutes left, she's like, "Fuck this."
And if
she did not want to sit for another 30 minutes to watch that film. She hated it.
If you watch the extended cut on the Blu-ray, like it's
it has an extended cut.
Yeah, the extended cut adds nothing worthwhile to the movie, as well as like the sound mixing in the like Blu-ray is like so bad. At some point, you have to turn the volume up to hear what they're saying, and at other points, the sound is so loud you have to turn it down. Like it's. Although, like, the Blu-ray to me was also like very underwhelming.
It sounds to me Nosferatu is basically Neko's avatar. Like a lady.
Well, she has a lot of those, but yeah, like I said, when we were actually in the theater, she's like, "Is this almost over?" And I looked at the clock, and it's like 30 minutes left. She's like, "Fuck me."
I love. When I saw it in the theater, I loved it, and I still stand by some of the stuff I said in my review, like how it was just how it was great to see this atmosphere horror back. But like that film, you should have cut 15 minutes off that film, and it would have played so much better.
I just think they didn't show enough of Count Orlok, and I felt like, I know they brought in Aaron Taylor Johnson, but I felt like they did too much with his character. I think they should have like cut, some of his scenes in the family scene and focused on the horror more with Orlok.
Yeah, and like
I mean, it had some good things in it. Like I said, Eggert has a great eye with the camera. The cinematography, the atmosphere that Anthony brings up is very nice. The music didn't hit me as good as it usually does. I usually like stuff from like The Witch or The Lighthouse a little more, but I like the scene with Orlok and the kids. I thought that was pretty crazy and spooky. Like that was really from a parent standpoint. But yeah, I don't know. Like Orlok looked a little bit weird, and then even the ending was a bit weird too. Like I don't know. He was getting a little bit too crazy. I think Eggert. There.
Also, you mentioned like using Alan Taylor Johnson too much. I agree, especially when he was pretty much useless in the whole resolution to the movie.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Another film that I am very curious about. That it's meant to be a pure horror film. It's going to be apparently rated R, and it's in the world of Batman, and it is Clayface.
Oh yeah.
Like, apparently it's going to be really dark. It's going to be like a horror monster movie with the origin story of Clayface. Now, I find it very interesting because this is an origin story, it's not going to be in the shape I don't know if it's going to be involved in like the new DC extended universe, or if this is something separate, or if it's going to go into the Batman 2 with Robert Pattinson. It's still kind of up in the air, but it's like it feels like what DC's doing and James Gunn's doing. He's creating like two separate paths, like the family-friendly kind of multiverse with the new Superman, Supergirl, and then he's trying to still kind of keep the Snyder type fans, or the fans who like darker superhero movies with like the Batman and Clayface. Were you a fan, Anubis, of the Batman?
I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10. I mean, the atmosphere is great. But that's another film where it's really just too fucking long. I'm not a big fan of the attire for Catwoman, and of course the Riddler. I thought it was kind of stupid, but I get like the bare bones part of it because it's all about like it's a noir. The car was amazing. I thought the car was fucking cool as shit. It's not a horrible film by any means, but it's certainly way too long. And I wish some of the costumes were a little bit better than they were.
Yeah, what's your opinion of the Batman, Anthony?
Honestly, I never like watched it because when it was announced, I'm like, in less than 10 years, we went from Christian Bale to Ben Affleck and now Robert Pattinson. I just don't have the energy to keep getting invested in a new Batman every couple years.
That was the other thing too that was very strange because, when you watch Pattinson in like The Lighthouse, he's very versatile. He's actually a really good actor. Like I was actually kind of surprised. My first experience with him was Twilight. So I'm thinking, oh, this guy's terrible. But then people are like, no, he's got range. So by the time we get to Batman, or not Batman, but The Lighthouse, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I can see it. This guy's actually fucking pretty good. But the Batman, and then like his character, the Batman, and also Bruce Wayne were almost the same. Like there is no difference there. It's really weird. And so, unlike some of the other Batmans we've seen over time, they do one version of Bruce Wayne and then they do Batman, which is a different type of character, which works. So this didn't really work for me in terms of his portrayal.
Yeah, because the whole thing with Batman is who Batman is when he's in the cape and cowl. That is the real Bruce Wayne. When he's the playboy Bruce Wayne, that is the disguise.
Yes.
So Bruce Wayne, the real Bruce Wayne, when he's in the Batcave looking at fate and he's all moody and comes across grumpy, or that is Bruce Wayne. But when he's out there on a yacht with 15 girls and he's doing it for publicity, that is him That's the disguise. And like you seen Christian Bale did an amazing job here. I like that scene where he's like, right, I want a yacht, and I want these girls on the yacht, and I want photos taken of his, and I want that's going to be the next scene. He's like in Dubai or Tokyo as Batman. It's all like a disguise. So that's what I always like about Batman, how they can do that, and the disguise, and that's what you love about the character. Speaking of superheroes, the new Superman that came out this year, I thought it was okay. It didn't really stand out. It wasn't anything new or different to what we haven't had before. And it's because of that and the way it ended, I don't really have any interest in seeing the new Supergirl film that's coming out next year.
Yeah, I haven't. It's available for me to watch Superman. I haven't gotten motivated to actually do it.
Well,
it seems to me like they're making the same mistake that Zack Snyder did, where they're trying to do too much too fast.
There's too much going on in it.
Yeah, I was listening to Rick and them the other day, and they were just kind of like, James Gunn, as good as some of the stuff he's done, is kind of fucking up this franchise already. Like, he's probably got too much control. And so it seems to be not starting out very well.
It starts off with being a solo Superman movie, and then it slowly becomes like the Sheen version of fucking Guardians of the Galaxy. It just introduces too many characters. So you've got like you've got the Green Lanterns, people are introduced, and then you introduce the Lex Luthor, you introduce to like another character, and then at the end, you introduce the Supergirl, and now that's leading into the new film, which is Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which is basically a play on Superman, who was Superman, the Man of Tomorrow, from the comic books many, many years ago. The only thing that has got me curious about Supergirl is Jason Momoa is going to be in that. And he's playing, I forgot the name of the character he's playing. Lobo. I'm looking forward to what they do with Lobo. But then I also think, is that just stereotypical typecasting because he looks like Lobo from the comic books? I just hope we can deliver the character justice. But any other shows you are looking forward to next year? Me, it would have to be Monarch Legacy of Monster Season 2.
Yeah.
The way the first season ended and where they ended up on Skull Island, clearly it's going to be very Kong heavy. It's going to be interesting to see how they're going to.
I think they said they were going to add some more kaiju in there, though, so that'd be kind of fun.
Mm-hmm. I could imagine the Skull Crawlers are going to make an appearance since it's set before. Well, it's set after Kong Skull Island, the movie, and it's in between that and, I guess, King of the Monsters.
Well, I mean, to my knowledge, the crawlers have been there for quite a long time because it's killed a lot of Kong's like past relatives. So, and then you also see them in Godzilla versus Kong. So, because they're the ones that they set up to fight Mechagodzilla. So, who knows? Like, again, maybe at this point because what was the name of the company that was in Godzilla versus Kong?
Apex Cybernetics.
Yes. So that when you see that ending at the Monarch, that's sort of like the birth of Apex. So like, they're testing and they're like, they're making their own skull crawlers with the eggs and stuff. So through DNA or whatever. So maybe we'll see them in there. I don't know.
Yeah. But like I say, Crystal Lake, curious about that show. There's no other real television programs I can think of the top of my head that I'm for potential other seasons that I'm interested in.
Well, I started watching Welcome to Derry. I've liked it so far. It's pretty good. Those first 2 episodes were really good.
Yeah, they're scarier than the movies.
Yeah.
But that's probably why I decided to buy this with it being only $5, is when the show's over, I'm going to watch the films. And when I do my review, hopefully Mr. Tony the Dead, and if you would like to join, we could on Television Chronicles and review the first season together.
Sure.
If you're down for that. Tony hasn't got back to us yet what his plans are, but if not, it'll be you and me.
I still have yet to watch the Ed Gein show because that looked good too, but I haven't watched anything from that yet.
I've watched the first few episodes. My mother tried watching it, and after the first episode, she went, "I can't watch this. He's sick. He's sick. He's a sick man." It goes, "Who would write a show about this fictional, horrible character?" I goes, "Ma'am, it's not a fictional character. He actually existed." And she just went, "What?" She just went, "What?" She went, "What? What an evil fucker."
Yeah.
I goes, "Yes." I goes, and I've had to explain to her Dharma was a real individual as well. Because my mum only knows Ted Bundy. She knew Ted Bundy was a real serial killer.
I've been hearing stuff about Ed Gein.
Yeah. So, Anthony Jordan, is there any other shows or films you can think of that you're interested in?
Off the top of my head, nothing. That what I said's pretty much about it.
Yeah, something I've never asked, because I've been asked to ask you, Anubis, to help us potentially set up. I might be going to do some content with Gigabash on my channel.
Oh, okay.
If I can, and I'm going to try and get you to help us set up how you show your screen from the game to the however you do it. But is there any computer games you're really looking forward to? I am definitely excited for the Dawn of the Daywalkers, which is the vampire game, Jurassic Park Survival. These are real shows, video games that really stand out and appeal to me.
Yeah, right now I am going to probably play a little bit tomorrow during the day, Dead Reset. I meant to play on Monday, but just didn't get around to it. But it's the game where it has some voiceover work by Lindsay Crane from How to Kill Monsters and stuff. So she's attached to that in terms of voiceover work. So it's a cheap game. I went and bought it on Steam, and so I'm gonna try to play some of that tomorrow on my stream, show people how it is. I haven't played it yet, so we'll see.
A friend of mine played that. I think you're gonna like it.
Cool. That's always good to hear. I know that Big Bad Wolf, he's been trying to get us to do the Death Ground stuff. We tried it with him and I, and it's fun, but you have to have like at least 4 players because there's tasks you have to do that's like teamwork. And so there was a point in there though where I was laughing because you're able to run around from these dinosaurs that are chasing you. And so I ran into a locker thinking that I can get away from it, but the dinosaur opened up the locker and just ate me. I started laughing.
But actually, he did mention if we could all link up and find a way for all to do it together. He did mention the game. It must have been that potential game. But mind, I'm not good, so I probably wouldn't even make it to the lockup.
Dude, it didn't matter, dude. We didn't even know what the fuck we were doing. We were just playing by blindly going out there. But I mean, it was kind of fun. But again, you have to achieve certain tasks to unlock certain doors. And so if you only have 2 people, it's almost impossible because sometimes once one dinosaur sees you, all the other ones start coming around to find you too. So it's kind of funny, but we'll see how it goes.
Well, I guarantee you made it to the locker. It opened and hate you. I guarantee if I play it, the fucking thing, I won't even make it to the locker to be defeating. I'll probably get
Well,
killed
that happened to
straight
me
away.
occasionally too. Yeah.
But you've just, speaking of shows, I've just remembered 2 shows that are in production now that are going to be getting released next year that I think we both would be looking forward to. The first one is the next and final season of The Boys.
Yeah.
Anthony Jordan, I don't know if you've seen The Boys, but it's definitely a show worth watching.
Oh, I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, you have to think of like The Watchmen. It's like a level up from The Watchmen in terms of violence and stuff. It's crazy.
And apparently the next and final season is going to be the bloodiest season of them all. And 2 other shows, I don't know how we've not thought of these 2. The first one is Shogun Season 2. Like, I don't know how they're going to, because obviously the first season's based off the book.
Yeah.
So this will probably be a brand new story written with the same characters that were featured out of the book. So when that happens, it's either going to be, it generally either works out well or it works out disappointing. So I've got kind of a question mark on whether Shogun Season 2 is going to be any good or not. Finally, the last show, I don't know if you've watched the first season or if any years have, Blue Eye Samurai.
Saw the first season. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I am so looking forward to the second season.
Want to check it out.
Yeah, if you've got Netflix, Anthony, it's available on there and it's a great watch.
I'd have to get it for a month.
Yeah, well, that's what I do. I normally stick to Netflix and then I always have.
Like if I'm going to watch Monarch, I'll keep it until Monarch's done. Then I just cancel my subscription to Apple because I don't watch anything else on it.
Yeah, well, that's like me. I always keep Netflix, and then generally I have enough money for another streaming service, so I always flicker around. Like for example, so at the minute I haven't bought another subscription service, but I am thinking of getting Shutter again and seeing what's on there. If there's anything decent horror wise to watch on there. It's good. Did Good Boy go on Shutter yet? Because I know people that want to watch Good Boy, and so they're going to subscribe to Shutter if it's available on there now. Hello, Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Tony!
Thank you for joining, my friend. Jedi's with us as well. Thank you. But what was the last decent horror film, Anubis, you seen on Shudder?
Ooh, good question. I have to try to remember what's all been on what.
Azrael was probably the last one I really enjoyed. Azrael.
Yeah, that was actually really good.
It wasn't on Shudder, but I watched a old one last week, The Changeling with George C. Scott, which I was very impressed with.
Had you never seen it before?
No.
Oh, good for you, man. Yeah, it's a classic.
It was like half haunted house story, half metaphor for survivor's guilt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've never seen that one, Anubis. So that's something I'm going to have to check out.
It's on Tubi.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. That's another show that's coming out. The continuation of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
The series or the movie?
No, the series, and Sarah Michelle Gellar is coming back. It's going to be a follow-up.
Oh, okay.
And it's going to be called Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale.
Well, that's good because that last season really left me bleh. I should say the last episodes left me bleh.
I think the rating for the last season was quite poor.
It was rushed.
Yeah, it was rushed, and I felt like
I didn't see the last season, but from what I've heard, it was like you could tell like everyone was just in a rush to get it done and over with.
Yep.
Oh, here's a show you should watch if you've never seen any of it. It was on a channel called Stars. You ever heard or seen the Spartacus series?
I've heard of it.
They
I've heard
are.
of it. I haven't seen it.
If you like a lot of people used to say Game of Thrones is nothing but dragons and tits. Spartacus is sand and tits. Honestly, Anubis, you will love Spartacus. You need to watch it. I think there's 4 original series have all got their own titles, but they're now doing Spartacus House of Asher, which, it's a continuation many years later from the original show, which I'm dead excited. And you should have seen me in San Diego. But yes, the Spartacus series is the fun shows. You should watch them if you get a chance. And Mr. Tony the Dead, since you are watching, are you watching the new Welcome to Dairy show? Because I would like us to review that on Television Chronicles when it's all said and done. And Mr. Anubis might be joining me.
I'd be down for that. I like that series so far.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I think's off-putting is if they reveal, because without spoiling it, they're talking that the government are looking for some sort of weapon that the thing's out there that spreads fear. So basically, it makes me think, are they going to throw in in the spaceship? They're going to find a spaceship and he's going to pop out of the spaceship.
Oh,
because that will just totally be like, oh, for fuck. Because we know he's some sort of interdimensional being. But if they go down the extraterrestrial route, which I know technically kind of is, I believe. I've never read the book, It.
The book is amazing. The book is so amazing.
I agree, but at the same time, you don't know about the turtle.
Oh, I know that
there's a lot of crazy shit in there.
I know that there's a giant fucking gamma rat aesthetic,
it's
turtle.
It's not just a giant turtle. The turtle got basically the turtle got food poisoning one day, threw up, and that's what created the universe.
Oh well, there's ways that the universe could have been created, I suppose. Oh, it's scarier than the movies.
What I really want to know, though, Kevin, is how you feel about Alien Earth.
I'm guessing if you two were in the same room, you'd be getting throttled right about now.
I don't know. Mixed feeling. I think the first 4 episodes are really good. Then for me, it just took a big fucking nosedive. I just feel like let's just put aliens on a fucking leash and walk them around the dog park. It's like, it make that whole scenario with her being able to communicate with the alien. It's virtually now a pet.
Yeah.
For me, it is just totally destroyed what made Alien scary.
Yeah. Yeah, there's things about the series that I did like, but it really kind of like does this. Like every time it does something good, it does something bad. And it's hard to stick with it and like really enjoy it the way you want to.
Once she basically started gaining her confidence and figuring shit out and befriending the xenomorph, that's where it took the nosedive. The scariest thing for me is the bugs, the bug aliens that would like suck your blood or go inside your body and like drain you. They were me for the more scarier like creatures in this than the actual xenomorph. The xenomorph became a pet, and once you start making the xenomorph a protagonist, you've lost me. It's like you've taken everything that made the xenomorph scary and destroyed it. And you could tell it was a man in a suit, which I don't mind practical effects, but practical, like, I'm not being funny. Why it looks so like shoddy is that all the shots of the xenomorph in practical effects is in lighting, like it's running around the jungle. So when you've got the practical set, effect xenomorph with the man in his suit running around the fucking jungle killing people, you can tell it's a man in a suit. When they did it in Alien Romulus, everything's in darkness. So even the practical effects where they use like the animatronics, it looks scary, it looks realistic. And then they can switch it from CGI to practical, where when they did it in Alien Earth, you could tell it just did it. It looked more low budget for me than it should have been. It's with certain angles and shots. But that's just my opinion. Are you still going to review it on your channel, Anubis?
I don't know, because like one of the problem is like I was gonna get Jake and Omni to do it, but like once you've gotten past like the weeks have passed and stuff, so now it's kind of like no one's really talking about it, so I'm not sure I'm even going to go back and worry about it. If I watch second season, then maybe I'll go back with Jake or somebody and kind of revisit it. But I think next time I might just get Jake. I was trying to wait for Omni, but she hasn't really been available for anything recently. So
yeah, like if I review it,
because see, the thing too is Jake and I kind of like it, but I was trying to get people that don't really like it because I want to have some different opinions about it, like you or Omni or whoever that has a bit more negative vibe about it. So like that was the reason why I was holding off. But if I can't get anybody else,
put it this way, Rec 3 is a masterpiece compared to
of course. Rec 3 is great. Even Anthony will tell you that.
Yes, but like if I do review it, it would have to be if I know there's a season 2.
Well, to be fair with Rec 3, like Kevin just said, it was his least favorite of them.
Now, if you said, Kevin, I'm going to make you do reruns of Alien Earth or watch Night Swim, I'm watching fucking Alien Earth. Because don't even get me fucking started on Night
I still have
Swim.
not seen that film. I have no interest in it.
I've heard the monster looks like Gollum on crack.
The monster's like Hedora without the eyes because it's just a cloud. It's just a fucking cloud. It's horrendous.
Yeah, just Blumhouse, so we should all know better than to expect much. And Jason Blum actually says he wants to get the rights to Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street, that's his white whale. I'm like, have you read the book? You do know the white whale kills Captain Ahab.
Yeah, if I was him, I would just concentrate on original content because the Black Phone did pretty well. The Black Phone 2 I think, is better than the first one. It's more horror, where the first Black Phone is more like a crime thriller, where Black Phone 2, it's more like a psychological horror film. And the original idea is better than just constantly trying to buy horror properties and make them work. But, gentlemen, Mr. DJ Anubis, what's coming to the Metal Tavern Radio?
Well, like I said, tomorrow I'm going to try to play some Dead Reset. I'll be streaming that for maybe an hour or two, depending on how good I do in a game. If I can't really do well, it might be short-lived. But...
It's not that long of a game.
Oh, really? Okay.
But there's like multiple different outcomes. It's really just more of a full motion video game.
Yeah.
Make the choices.
Somebody mentioned that if you have streamers watching, that they should pick where you go, I guess, or something. Is that true?
Yeah, that can work. Like we actually, when a buddy of mine streamed it, he like let us vote. Like he asked to chat some choices, and like we kind of gave him the choice of that gave like the like bad ending.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'll do that, and then Mr. Tony and I are going to do our Ghouls of Midnight picks. I'm doing Hell House Lineage, which just came out. That's on Shudder now, actually. So I'm getting ready to sit down and watch that. I'm a big fan of that franchise. And then Tony, he's picked a new movie called Bone Lake, which I've been interested in. So,
oh yes, I've heard of that.
So he's picking that for the review. Thursday, my kaiju spotlights come back in. I'm doing Destroya with Geek to kick that back off. And then 2 weeks from now, I'm doing another kaiju spotlight. And I'm actually the first time hooking up with this guy for a review is Nick Arden from Monster Report. And we're going to be doing Godzilla 2000. So, cool. So we're going to kick off that stuff and get that stuff rolling again. And but I'll fill in the blanks the next week or so about what else I'm doing.
What about Anthony Jordan? What's coming to Anthony Jordan's movies and gaming?
Well, I am going to start ramping up the Return of Godzilla-thon, but I'm debating on waiting till next month because my first not my first, but my next review would be The Return of Godzilla, and next month is the film's anniversary. But I'm also working on one we've discussed with you before. I'm waiting on a friend to get back to me, but I might be doing a discussion of this if my one buddy's available or not.
Oh,
because
nice.
he's the one that like really turned me on to this movie, so I'd love to invite him on a live stream to discuss it.
Oh, that'll be fun. I had a lot of fun last year with you and Tony reviewing that. Is part of my Christmas special. We did that in the Christmas vacation. This year's Christmas special is going to be Scrooged and Edward Scissorhands. So you are more than welcome to do that one with me in December. So, as for me in the entertainment headquarters, the next time you'll be seeing me is this Saturday, because me and my friends, DJ Anubis, we're going to be talking Raw Deal on the Retro Classic Movie Show. Then after
what day is that?
That's Saturday.
Oh,
10 p.m.
I have to get with you on that one. I forgot. That's Neko's birthday.
All right. Right. Well, it may not be this Saturday, but you never know.
You don't want to put Anubis in the doghouse.
Yeah, that's my fault.
He does not need my help for that.
No. Sure as fuck don't. Sure as fuck don't.
But anyway, we'll figure that one out if we don't do it that day. On the 15th, I'm going to be over on Jedi Granville Productions because we're going to be talking about the Mystrians. and that's at 8 o'clock, I believe, my time. I think it's 2 o'clock his time. Then right after that, because I will be going to see a particular film in theatres, we're going to be doing a live Predator Badlands review at 10 o'clock my time and be 2 o'clock Pacific time. So looking forward to those two things, and like I say, me and Anubis will sort out the date for the Retro Classic Movie Show. But thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for everybody watching. This has just been a quick hour and a bit, chit chat about upcoming movies and movie news. And like I say, keep loving your movies, keep on loving all things entertainment, and we'll all catch us all on the next one.